My name is Angel Lateral, and when it comes to practicing law, I resonate with the human spirit just as much as the judicial system. This isn't your typical business legal advice show, and I'm not your typical lawyer. As an attorney, I have over 16 years of legal experience in the areas of business law and estate planning. As a project manager, I love building and nurturing systems that work. And as a certified guide in the lineage of King Solomon, transformation consultant, and practicing Buddhist, I know this all starts with a healthy mindset. Welcome to the Laws of Abundance podcast. Legal advice from an angel. I'm your host, Angel Lateral. Creation requires a structure. Wait, Angel, you're saying what you already told me last episode, that creation needs a container. It's the same thing. What's the difference? Structure, container, structure. Well, to that I say, we have to back up a little bit and recognize that they are different things. A container is the walls that hold the raw material. The structure is the shape of that container, or the rules for what the container makes. Does every egg make a chicken? No. Some eggs produce turtles. Others make seagulls. The structure of that egg results in the shape of its creation, the type of bird or reptile that crawls out. Similarly, every womb of a mammal does not make a human, and every human is unique. Our DNA is our structure. So that rulebook of the DNA strands creates the humans and all of the variations you see in the world today. And as we learn to work with DNA, we can create improvements to the structure of that human. More simply, we can look at crystals. They are all minerals, but dependent on their structure, they have different shapes and colors. A rose quartz grows in a different structure than jasper. An emerald grows different than jade. Or let's look at cauliflower. It grows in fractals, but white cauliflower looks very different than its cousin Romanesco with its pointy, clear, fractulated structure. But both grow from a very similar looking seed. In human society, many countries are made with charters or constitutions, but the structure of that document is very different. The United States has a different political structure than Canada because our countries were created with very different structures and the cultures are very different as a result. So container is the raw material that lays the boundaries. The egg, the womb, the bucket. But the shape that creation takes is made based on its structure, and all creation also needs a structure. Going back to my sand analogy, handful of sand equals not much sand gets where you're going because there is no container. Use a bucket and a lot of sand gets where you're going. But if you just dump the sand out of the bucket, what happens? You have a pile of sand with no structure. You have to mix the sand with water in a container and give it a shape in order to build a sandcastle. You have to give it a structure. Water works the same way. Water is just precipitation and steam until it forms into clouds, or until the earth gives it both a container, a shape/structure to make it a river, an ocean, or a lake. Water is unique in that it can actually give the earth structure right back because water forms earth, and earth gives water a container. But that's a discussion for another day. Let's look at structure in the legal realm. In the legal realm, the container is the business entity, or the entity itself, like a trust. So a trust or a limited liability company or a corporation, they all have a structure. So the container is the entity, a trust, an LLC. The structure for these entities is created with the words on paper. The words on paper make the trust document or the LLC's operating agreement. The structure is created with the words on paper. This would be the trust document or the LLC's operating agreement. These are the rule books of how the entity works and operates, and this is its structure. The United States Constitution is the rule book for how the U.S. as a country operates. Heck, the rule book for the National Football League is what creates the structure of the American football season, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl. Without these structures, we do not have anything. We have chaos or the proverbial pile of sand. This is why endeavors that do not have a plan do not succeed. They need a structure. You have to have a goal. But if there's not a step-by-step or even an agreed set of rules, aka a structure, to reach that goal, you have chaos. Even if well-intended, but you need the lanes for the flow mapped out, or no one will row in the same direction, and you will not ever get where you're going. You need the lanes for the flow of the work to complete the structure. The lanes for the flow of the work to complete are the structure, thus enabling the result to come into being. The essence behind the science of cloning is about finding a way to make the exact copy of another organism's structure. With plants, cloning is a built-in way to reproduce. You just need a small bit of the mother plant, and a whole version of that mother will grow again. It's harder with other large organism DNA to make an exact copy. Something breaks down, and the clones are not quite right. But I digress. Applying this concept to practical world, those of you with an LLC but no operating agreement, a sole proprietorship but no annual plan, a business but no business plan. As a result of this, you have no structure, and thus you're not going to be as successful in creating. You might make something, but it will feel more like a pile of sand than a beautiful castle. Also, we call developing a set of documents for someone regarding the passing of their assets an estate plan, because all the documents are rule books that state how the trust will function in the event of someone's death, where and how things will flow from that container to other people and other containers. It has a structure, and thus it is capable of building wealth and abundance for a family. Similarly, in project management, any creative endeavor, your idea must come into existence with both the material and structure, the plan, the what done looks like. A construction company cannot build a house without a design. A new process cannot come into being without a sequence of events. If you want to do anything, you must give it a structure. Even the heavens have a structure. Regardless if you believe in higher powers, there's something to recognize here. Structure. We've got an original set of giant creation, a creator god, or the Big Bang. Then we've got little creation centers, i.e. suns and planets. Then on a planet, say Earth, you have little creation centers again, people, beings that are organized into little structures. Or going back to the heavens, there's archangels, and then there's lesser angels. And then you have councils who work together under those angels. And then you have Earth and the humans on down the line. There's organization here. There's a plan. There's a structure. It's everywhere. So in short, if you want to create abundance of something in this world, you need 1, a container, and 2, a structure, a plan that rules the shape of that creation. Thank you for allowing me to help you prosper. If you like this podcast, please review and subscribe. You can find out more about me at laterallaw.com/Laws of Abundance podcast. I'm your host, Angel Lateral, and I can help with that.